Hello everyone and welcome to another tutorial. It's a more in-depth tutorial on the Gain, how to create a Gain plugin. I know my last video that I created on the Gain was a little bit too fast for some, but here I'm going to show you pretty much every step to take, but I'm not going to explain everything in detail, what it does and so on. So first off, what I'm using, let's see, I'm using the OS 10 10.95. So I'll show you here, 10.95. And first thing you want to do is download Juice. You can download the GitHub if you want, but he broke it down for you as well. Here's your GitHub, so if you want to stay up to date with your modules and just get like source tree or something like that, and all you have to do is just hit a button and it will save it for you. So the next thing you'll have to do is download VST 3.6.0. It's a SDK. I don't guess you need a developer account anymore with Steinberg. So at first you have to sign up for a developer account in order to download the SDK. Alright, so one other thing you need to download is Xcode. So Xcode, you would need actually Xcode 3.2.6. This is where we're going to be making all the plugins, like from the audio units, the VSTs, the RTAS, the AAX. So where I do everything. I tried all the other ones, but they didn't work. This one seemed to work for me, so hopefully it'll work for you. And then the other one is Xcode 5.1.1. Download that one as well. It just should be somewhere in here. I believe you can download 5. You can probably download 5 and up, but this is for the intro juicer, which I'll show you guys here in a second. So that's it for the downloading. Oh, I'm sorry, actually there's one more thing. There is some SDKs that you will need to download as well. I have a link here to download the SDKs. Copy and paste it here. Okay, so this is another one you would need. So the SDKs you would need to download are 10.6 and 10.5, and this is very important. See, Apple got rid of the SDKs in the newer versions, so you would need to pretty much add these to the SDKs, and I'll show you that here. Alright, so now let's go to let's create a folder. Our folders. Alright, so the first folder we're going to create is an SDKS folder. So basically you just go in here, go to your home, and create this folder, SDKS. That's important too. This is where the juice, all the juice modules, and they point to this for the VST, for the Steinberg VST. If you don't have this, then you have something else, then you point to that path. But it's easier just to have it here. You drag in your VST3 SDK in here. Okay. Now for your Xcode, create a new folder in your applications, and mine is just Xcode 326, and then I install that into this folder. Now once you get into this folder, there's SDKS, so you would need to put the 10.5 SDK and the 10.6 SDK. Just dump that in there. That's so Xcode will compile without errors, and you wasting days and maybe weeks trying to figure out why. And you're searching forums and so on, which I have, just to figure out why it hasn't compiled at all. Alright, now. Alright, so to set up in a juicer, to get this, you would need to go into the juice master that you downloaded. So go ahead and unzip it. And then it's an extras introducer and build Mac OS, and then just go ahead and open that up. So now there's a problem here. It's opening in my in the wrong Xcode. So it's opening in 326. So we need to open it in 511. So right click it, open with 511. Alright, it's ready. So pretty much all you have to do is just click on deploy, debug. Succeeded. Wow, that like never happens for me. I always end up with a bug. Alright, and this is what you should get. Now, do not create your plugin right now. So let's stop this. Boom. So, and we can shut this down. Alright. So now all we do is go into the build, debug, and here it is. And then if you want to make a shortcut, of course, you just make a lot. There's your shortcut. Alright, so now let's open up Introducer. Alright. So we're gonna create our audio plugin. Let's see. We're gonna name it, just name it Gain Plugin, and I'm gonna store it. I'll just store it in here. plugin video. Okay, so your target platforms. Plugin, let's do just Xcode. For Windows, you would need Visual Studio 2012 and 2008. For some reason, the RTAS doesn't compile in 2008. It only does it in 2012. Everything else compiles in 2008. It's weird. That's what I got my system to work. But I'll go ahead and create them. But I am not going to show you that in this video. So let's create. You chose a folder. The folder isn't empty. Are you sure? Actually, let's go in here and let's create. Let's just call this game plugin. And we'll go here. No, we'll create it. Alright, so here you can name whatever your company name is, website, email, and whatnot. So what we're focused on here is just the VST and the audio unit. For the RTAS, you would need to sign up with Avid, and they will give you access to their SDK and the AAX, but that's a whole another process. The AAX, you would need you have to contact iLok, and then they'll send you some forms, and then you fill out the form, and then you send it to them, and then you wait for them approval, and then they'll send you to iLok, or send something to your iLok and all sorts of stuff. So it's pretty much a hassle. But once you get the feel of it, it's once you do it once, twice, maybe 3 times, I'll say it'll get easier, because you have to do a lot of command prompts and so on. Alright, so here's the plugin name, the description. So you can do whatever you want here. This is another important thing. Change it from 1 to 2. This is just your input output. When I changed this, everything started working in Reaper. For some reason, when I had it the ones first, Reaper and Logic just wasn't working right. So when I switched this, bing, I was able to compile, it was working, and my customers were happy. Okay, so you can check whatever you want in here, look at it, read over it, or not. Okay, so now you're gonna click on let's click on Mac. So this is important, your VST folder path. So it's going to your home, SDKS, the folder that I showed you at the beginning, and then you want to point to the VST. This should be the VST3 SDK. If you have the SDK 2.4, use that, but I'm more comfortable with using this. It works. So all you have to do is just change it to that. Okay, now let's hit debug. Or do we have to do? No, we have nothing to do in this. Nope. Let's see. The script. No. Alright. We'll have to do nothing. So debug. Alright, and here we want to change the base to 10.6. Compatibility 10.5. Architect, we'll do 32. Alright, so release, we want to do the same thing. Same exact thing. So on the debug is when you want to debug your whatever problems you have. So say a value isn't passed and you want to know why. You just open it up with logic. I use logic, and then I'll debug my code in there. And I'll probably show you guys how to do that in some other video. Okay, so we got that. Now, right click on release, create a copy of this configuration. Now we want to, this will be for the 64-bit. So we're going to call this x64 and release x64. Alright, and then change this to 64. To the Files tab. So this is the tricky part. Some people have problem getting the GUI. So if you just click on this, you just get your code. So in order to get this to be a GUI, just right click. Actually, you right click. Yeah, you right click. You go to Add New GUI, and you click on Plugin Editor C++. Save and replace. Now you click on it. Ooh, you have your GUI. Okay, so now we're gonna set up our class. Here you'll put your project name. Game project. Nope. Game plugin. So let's do audio processor editor. So this is so you know, this is for your class. So when you start coding, all this stuff is already preset. And then if you want to come in and make changes, this will pretty much set itself. So we're gonna put here public audio processor PRC. Editor, and then public timer. Alright, and then in our constructor, plug in audio processor, and we're going to point to owner filter. Okay, and then here we're going to initialize audio processor owner filter. Okay. Now we're gonna set the GUI. So let's change our background. Just make it. That's okay color. And then your sub components. So you go here, click here, right click, and add in a slider. So we're going to change this. I'm going to keep the member name. You can change this to whatever. This will be your variable. It's just the name of it. The type is ordery, and no text box. So this is another important thing. So you want to make it from 0 to 1. And you want to do it in steps. Talk about that. Okay, and then you drag this, and here is our knob. So let's go ahead and save. Let's go and save. So now we're gonna open up Xcode. So we're gonna click on config and click on open in Xcode. And make sure when it opens it's send the 326. Alright. First thing here, let's change this to release. So say it has debug, release, and the 64-bit, which was the right here, debug, release, 64. Okay, so now in this stage we have to change some things, because for some reason the introducer didn't change it. So make sure this is selected, click on info. You want to change this to 32-bit, change this to 6, that's your base SDK. Make sure it's at LLVM GCC 4.2, and your deployment target is at 10.5. Same thing here, project. Let me slow down. Edit active target gain plugin. Right. So do the same thing here. Architecture 32. Here will be 10.6, your base. And you see how this is 1.7. If you were to compile it, it will scream at you, give you so many errors. So make sure it's GCC 4.2. Alright, and deployment target 5. Okay. So we're going to set up the plugin editor. So just click on the Gleam plugin, source, editor.h. So Juice already put the slider variable in. This right here was the stuff we put in Juicer. The audio process editor and the timer, and then Juice saw that we put a slider in, so there's a slider listener. Here at the header, we want to include plugin processor. So we're including this. Alright. Okay, now we have to put in a timer. Okay, so this is another important thing. You see where it says user methods. You want to put any custom methods or functions in between the brackets here. If not, let's say you put one here, down here, say like void play So let's say you make a change in here and you save it, this will be gone. So to keep it, you have to put everything in here. So right now we're creating a time callback, a timer callback. Timer callback. And also we're gonna put in here game plugin, audio processor, I believe this is so we can talk to the GUI from our process. And we're going to cast I think I'm doing something wrong. I'm not. Get audio processor. And let's see, make sure this is right. Okay. I hope this works. So let's just save it and build and see what happens. So far we got one, and it's here. I'll get to this a little bit later. Well, actually, I'll do it now. This is in the processor, the plugin processor. We don't need to point to this, so all we have to do is just remove the pointer if we build it. No, it's not here anymore. So now it's screaming saying, hey, you don't have a method. So basically it's saying you cannot do anything without implementing a method. So let's go ahead and implement the method. So now we're in plugin editor, C++, and going too far. I'm going ahead of my notes. Alright. So in here, let's go to the constructor. So in here, we're going to put start timer 200. So this is a millisecond, so speed 200 milliseconds. So this updates the timer, and we're going to put our timer and miscellaneous code here. Let's do void game plugin. I don't know why it's not auto-completing. Did I do something wrong? No. when I do that. Let's do game plugin audio processor. And then we're going to point to processor, which will equals get processor. Close that. Actually, nope, I already closed it. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so we're somewhat done in here. Okay, so now let's go to plugin processor.h. So in here, we can pretty much put the code anywhere. Our own customized code anywhere. Okay, so here I am going to put enum, and this is going to be parameters, and then we're going to do gain. We're going to do gain, and then total. So basically, this equals 0. If I were to have another parameter, let's just say like output. So this will be 0. This will be 1. This will input. This will be 3. So it'll be 0, 1, 3. So you can put this in a switch, but we're only going to do one parameter, which is gain. Okay, and then in our private section, so basically this in here, public is so other classes, other things outside of this can access it. So if you put in a private, no other file can access it. So here we are going to put float user param. What am I doing? And then we're going to put total. Save. Okay. Let me build it, see what happens. Expected unqualified before I do. No, perfect. Got this. Was not declared in the scope. Where's this? Plan plus. do something wrong. There, let's check. There we go. Let's see if that works. Boom, success. All right. Yeah. So you want to build. Every so often, because if you keep going without building, you're going to be searching up and down for what the problem is. So succeeded. Okay. Now we're moving on. Let's add let's go to the constructor. So if you guys don't know what a constructor is, it's whenever the program loads, everything defaults to this. So everything initializes here. So here, param, and then what did I mean? Gain. Gain. Let's see. 0, 0. Okay. All right. So here, get number of parameters. Get number of parameters. You want to instead of 0, we are doing a total num param. So, which is just a gain. The gain is right here. So total number. So if we had 2, it'll be 2. So only have 1. So this equals 1. Alright, get parameter. So here we have to put in a switch. So I'm gonna just copy and paste it. So delete this. So it's pretty much what you need in there. I don't like the format of it, but okay. Now here, set parameter. So this is gonna set it. Let's do another switch. Okay, so now we move on. Get parameter name. So whenever it gets it, goes to index, it finds 1, 1. This is 1. So cases is pretty much integers. So it could be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It can't be 1.1, 1.2, 2.2, or anything like that. So gain is actually 0, and then it returns the name gain. Get parameter text. Okay, so index is 0, would be 0. This would be case 0, and then if it's 0, return whatever the gain. Okay, and that is it for that. We're moving into the processing block. Alright. If you guys want to, you can use what's here, but I'm getting rid of it. Do my own, which I think works. Alright, I'll just type it in. I was gonna copy and paste it, but I'll type it in. So first we need to get the channels. Excuse me. Channels equal input channels. Boom. Okay. So if number of channels is equals to 2. So if there's this 2 channel, which is stereo, I want you to this point create a pointer to the samples of 0 buffer. Get it right. To know. Oh, there we go. Without using my mouse. Okay, so we have our left channel, our right channel. Now we have to get the number of samples. Buffer. Get samples. Now we have to iterate through each of the samples. Samples is greater than 0. It's due samples 0, and let's increment same samples 1, increment, and samples. All right, that's my stereo channel. So now let's create the mono. So we're just using the same thing, but put in 1. Okay. And this will be 0. So 0, 0, 0, 1. Left, right, left, left. Get the buffer, put in sample 0, left, right. Get the number of samples in the buffer, and then you iterate through them. It's greater than 0. And then oh yeah, we have to put in to clear the buffers. Okay. So, alright, let's build it and see what happens. Make sure it succeeded. Alright. I'm gonna pause this for a second. Be right back. Okay, so we're gonna come back to this process here. But first let's get the slider changes in. So we're gonna go back to plugin editor. I should have did this at the beginning. Let's see here. Let's do this here. So slider that was moved. Slider value change, slider moved. we are going to put in here gain plugin. We need audio processor, and we need to get access to our processor. So it points to this. Okay. And here, our processor, we need to set the parameter. No, the host. So we're notifying the host. Gain plugin. I think it's plugin audio processor. The gain and float slider, and we get the value of our slider. Okay, so we're casting that as a float. Bam. Save. And the timer. So this updates every 200 millisecond. So we need to get the parameter. So slider. For some reason my slider is not giving me anything. It's called weird. Slider. Yeah, so weird. That means I might have to build it, clean it, or just restart it. Let's processor, or I might have an error somewhere, which is always the case. Plugin audio processor gain. Don't send notification, and let's build it. See what happens. Failed. Where did I fail? So I always get an error somewhere. Oh, succeed. Okay, so no, I think it's ready. Let's see. Let's try it out. Let's try Reaper, and it's called Gain Plugin, and it was called Gain Plugin. So we have VST. Now I have an audio unit. That's weird. Alright, let's open it up. There it is. Alright. Play. Oh, you know what? I didn't add it. I always forget something. There's nothing. So, this is what we can do. I'll just show you this way. Let's use the gain. let's do that. And then let's do the same thing here. Save it. It's weird, I don't know why it's not outputting the AU, but I'll get to that in a second. Let's reopen Reaper. Play. There's our volume control, or gain control. Okay, so let me check something here. Gain. It's weird why it's not showing AU. But it works, you guys. Yay. Let me try to get the AU real quick. See why it's not working. I'm pretty sure I enabled it, yeah. Let's go here. Yeah, that's right. It's right here. Reaper's not finding it. Let's try something here. There's a P. And then P. Save it. Let's see what happens. Oops. Okay, so now this is one thing. So here's all the errors you get if you were to just save here and then you come here and don't change anything. You get all of these errors. So to fix all this, I'll show you. So click on the project name, info, change it 32, 10.6, that's fine. Just push it to 5, project, target. So this is what works for me. You can do whatever you like, but this is what works for me. If you want to go through the headache and do your own thing, go for it. I've been there. Let's see, it failed. All right, let's rebuild. Succeed. Let's check it out. See if Reaper recognizes it. That is so weird. Because I got a lot of your company name. VST. to figure out why it's not showing up here. That one. Huh. Try 64. Alright, let's try it. There it is. So I guess it has to be a 64-bit for AU to work. The VST only works in 32-bit, so this is 64-bit Reaper. Got it. There you go, VST, AU. Enjoy. Thanks for watching.